Kia ora tiotana. Assalamu alaikum and welcome everybody to here today. It's been 11 months of this and I want to thank every one of you that has been showing up week in and week out. Today we stand here to remember the kids of Gaza. They have names, they had dreams, hopes and lives. In front of you is a list of about a third of the names that have been murdered in the ongoing genocide. Today's rally is by the Gazan community and the Palestinian community along with our supporters. We will start with Quran and Dua with Hamza.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. قد خلت من قبلكم سنن فسيروا في الأرض فانظروا كيف كان عاقبة المكذبين. هذا بيان للناس وهدى وموعظة للمتقين. ولا تهنوا ولا تحزنوا وأنتم الأعلون إن كنتم مؤمنين. إن يمسسكم قرح فقد مس القوم قرح مثله وتلك الأيام نداولها بين الناس وليعلم الله الذين آمنوا ويتخذ منكم شهداء والله لا يحب الظالمين. وليمحص الله الذين آمنوا ويمحق الكافرين. أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يعلم الله الذين جاهدوا منكم ويعلم الصابرين. ولقد كنتم تمنون الموت من قبل أن تلقوه فقد رأيتموه وأنتم تنظرون. These verses that I just recited have several messages. One of the key messages in these verses is to never give up, is to not be saddened, is to not grieve, is to never give up. But why? Why is it important that we do not give up? Why is it important that we continue to show up? Why is it important that we continue to raise our voice? Why is it important for us to amplify the voices of the Palestinians? Because there is a war. Other than the war that is being waged against the people of Palestine, there is a war of narrative about what's happening to the people of Palestine. And we need to win that war for the sake of the Palestinians. We need to continue to amplify their voices. We need to continue to show them our unequivocal support. We need to continue to show the world where the injustice lies, who commits the genocide, and who is trying to live, and who is fighting for humanity, and who is fighting on behalf of all of us. It is our duty to fight on their behalf. It is our duty to raise their voices. It is our duty to continue to show up regardless of what happens, because they are spending millions. They are spending millions to control the narrative. And they are silencing millions who portray the correct narrative. So it is imperative that we do our duty in ensuring that the correct narrative is transmitted to the world. It is our duty to continue to amplify the voices of the Palestinians and let the Israelis know that we will win this war inside of Gaza and outside of Gaza. Now, other than raising our voices, which is extremely important, it is equally as important to remember them every single day in our prayers. It's to always remember the people of Palestine in your prayers. Do not let a day go by without remembering the struggle of the people of Palestine. When you pick up your water bottle to drink water, remember that there are thousands dying because they do not have access to water. When you eat your lunch, remember that there are thousands dying because they do not have access to basic food. When you go home to your bed and live in your shelter, remember that there are thousands who do not have a shelter, who do not have a bed to sleep on, who have to live in continuous fear that they might one day either lose their lives or the lives of their loved ones. So it is important that you keep your heart alive. It is important that you continue to remember them in your prayer. So I will conclude with a prayer for the people of Palestine. اللهم كن لإخواننا في فلسطين، اللهم كن لإخواننا في غزة يا رب العالمين، اللهم اربط على قلوبهم، اللهم اشف مريضهم، اللهم داوي جرحاهم، اللهم أطعم جائعهم، اللهم اسق عطشاهم، اللهم ارحم موتاهم، اللهم تقبل موتاهم في الشهداء، اللهم فك قيد أسراهم، اللهم اجعل مثواهم الجنة، اللهم ارزقهم الصبر والثبات واليقين، اللهم ارزقهم الصبر والثبات واليقين، اللهم اربط على قلوبهم، اللهم اربط على قلوبهم، اللهم قوي عزيمتهم، اللهم عليك بأعدائهم، اللهم عليك بالصهاينة الظالمين، اللهم خذهم أخذ عزيز مقتدر، اللهم اجعل تدبيرهم تدميرا عليهم، اللهم لا تبق فيهم ولا تذر، اللهم استعملنا في نصرة أهل غزة ولا تستبدلنا، اللهم استعملنا لنصرة دينك ولا تستبدلنا، اللهم استعملنا لنصرة الضعفاء والمستضعفين ولا تستبدلنا، اللهم اجعلنا جندا من جنودك، اللهم اجعلنا جندا من جنودك. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خير.
Thank you, Brother Hamza. Now I'm going to hand off to one of your MCs today. She's a Palestinian youth. She's from Gaza, and Tasneem.
Assalamu alaikum, kia ora, and hello everyone. اسمحوا لي أن أتكلم في لغتي العربية قبل أن يحتلوا لغتي أيضا. Allow me to speak my mother tongue before they occupy my language too. 329 days. 329 days of genocide. 329 days of resistance. 329 days and the live Holocaust is still ongoing. And you the people of liberation, the people of freedom, continue to stand with us, to fight for our rights and to disagree with these injustices. We refuse to be silenced. We refuse to be oppressed, and we refuse to be victims. We Palestinian youth of Aotearoa will continue moving the movement of Palestine. Those who have been killed are not mere statistics. They are our cousins, they are our aunties, they are our families. We will not be silenced by the forces of oppression, and we will not be defeated by the walls of apartheid. We will rise above the ashes of our destroyed homes and resist the occupation with every fiber of our being, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard they try, they will never erase us. I want to thank you all for coming out here today. I want to thank every single person who has come out every single week for the past 329 days. Our family in Gaza sees you. Our families in Gaza hear you. And our families in Gaza thank you. Thank you for keeping your solidarity with us. Your presence is a reminder that we are not alone in the struggle. My message to the cowards Netanyahu, Luxon, Biden, Erica, you will never be forgiven. You will never be forgiven. You allowed our mothers to pick up their babies in pieces. You allowed our fathers to grab their babies' heads. Shame on you! You will go down in history as the Hitlers of this generation. will break the chains of oppression. And we will shatter the walls of apartheid that you have built. We will not be satisfied until every single Palestinian is free, until every single Palestinian is equal, until all of us return to a free Palestine. There is only one solution. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. Intifada revolution. Intifada, intifada. I can't hear you. Intifada, intifada. Intifada, intifada. Intifada, intifada. Intifada, intifada. Long live the revolution. Long live the revolution. Long live the revolution. Long live the revolution. Now we will have the brief by Hiba Murtaja, followed by a minute of silence. Hiba is from Gaza and has never failed to show up every single week. As she reads the numbers of those killed today, remember, she is talking about her own. She is talking about her own people. So remember this when she is reading it, as it is the hardest things anyone can do, but she does it every single week. Please warmly welcome Hiba Murtaja from Gaza.
Thank you, Tasneem. It never gets easier coming up here, talking about my people. It never gets easier. So thank you all for coming. It has been 329 days of the ongoing genocide on Gaza. Israel has killed more than 41,000 Palestinians, including more than 16,500 children, and injuring more than 93,000 people. Shame! A recent study reported, based on the missing people, spread of disease, and direct deaths caused by airstrikes, the death toll in Gaza could exceed 186,000 people. Shame! The largest Israeli military raid on the occupied West Bank in 2 decades continues, with at least 18 Palestinians killed and dozens wounded since the first day of the insurgent on Wednesday, leaving a trail of destruction after firing live ammunition and tear gas. Shame! In the early hours of Friday, witnesses said 3 people were killed after Israeli forces attacked a car in south of Jenin. Shame! The Palestinian Red Crescent Society said Israeli forces prevented ambulances from reaching the scene of the attack. Shame! Israeli troops are deliberately attacking refugee camps while also destroying roads and infrastructure. The long-term strategy is to push Palestinians out of their homes, make life so difficult that the only option is to leave. Shame! Due to the recent raid on the West Bank, 861 people have been killed and more than 14,000 people have been injured. Shame! It has been almost a year of genocide inflicted on Gaza. Up to 2 million people are infected with infectious diseases. The Palestinian Health Ministry has reported the first confirmed case of polio in Gaza, identified in a 10-month-old baby from Deir al-Balah who had not received any polio vaccinations. Shame! Every day there are hundreds and thousands of stories that have touched many people. Today I will read one out. Rafah Abu Swereh slept in her home, hoping that she would wake up in the morning and receive her dose of the polio vaccine. but the occupation shocked her in her home and killed her along with a number of her family members. She was martyred without a drop of bloodshed. Due to the sound and the force of the rockets that struck her home, she was killed from fear. Shame! Shame! This is just one of thousands of tragic stories from Gaza. Free the people!
Free the people!
Break the chains!
Break them whole!
Save the children!
Save them whole!
Save the children!
Save them whole!
Thank you. I would like to dedicate a minute of silence to all the martyrs that have been taken away from us too soon. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Hiba. We must remember these people are not numbers. We won't forget them, and we will remember them for who they are, not the victims of Israel, but the heroes of the world. I will now give a brief update on the flotilla. 2 flotilla ships are stuck in Istanbul by the Turkish government. The other ship, the Handala, has been visiting European ports, raising awareness and solidarity for Palestine. Currently in Sicily, our 2 Kiwi crew, Yusuf Samur and Rana Hamida, will head home to New Zealand soon. For progress, follow Kia ora Gaza. Our next speaker today is my beautiful sister, Rahaf Jude, who I'm so incredibly proud of. As it is Father's Day tomorrow, she will be talking about our heroes, the heroes of Gaza, the fathers of Palestine. She never fails to touch us with her powerful words. Please warmly welcome Rahaf Jude from Gaza.
Assalamu alaikum and kia ora everyone. As we stand here today, I want to acknowledge the fathers of Palestine, the fathers who continue to fight for their families, their land, and their people. Tomorrow is Father's Day, a day where many all over the world are celebrating their fathers. But I want to take this moment to celebrate the fathers of Palestine. All a father wants to do is protect his family. But Israel has robbed them of this. Israel has murdered their children with no remorse. These men who have had to hold their beheaded babies in their arms, hold their sons' body parts in bags. This father who had to collect his son's shattered remains piece by piece. They watch as their family is murdered and are unable to do anything. These are the men who deserve this Father's Day more than anyone else. They may feel that they have failed because they couldn't shield their children from Israel's bombs. But let me tell you this, you have not failed. You have shown the world what it means to be truly powerful, not through weapons or force, but through strength. They are the true embodiment of resilience. These fathers are the superheroes of Gaza. And as I tell you about the superheroes of Gaza, I would like to tell you about my superhero, my father, who at only 17 years old was illegally imprisoned, tortured, and shot in the neck and leg by the IDF. And what was his crime? Throwing rocks at their military weapons. Shame! He was forced to witness the murder of his friends and family. family, yet never lost his dignity, never surrendered his humanity. He is a man who, despite the pain and the scars, remains unbroken. He is my hero, and he's a hero to all who believe in freedom and justice. We've probably all heard of the viral question, would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear? And you know who I would choose? I would choose a father from Gaza any day. Because although I may not be his daughter, or his sister, or his mother, he will protect me like one of his own. This is what Palestinians are. They are loving humans who deserve to live freely. We are not terrorists. We are humans, just like everyone else. These kids are humans. They do not deserve to be killed these ways. Shame on Israel. Shame! To those who choose to look away, to those who choose convenience over conscience, I say this. Your silence is complicity, and history will not be kind to those who stand silent in the face of this injustice. To the people who stay silent, especially to the Arabs and Muslims, to the so-called Palestinians who haven't showed up the past 300 days and come and say a speech to show off, you are complicit. Shame. You are complicit. You are complicit to Israel's crimes, to America's crimes. You are complicit to the killing of people in Palestine, to the killing of people in Syria, in Sudan, in Yemen, in Congo. You are complicit to the stealing of Te Tiriti o Waitangi. You are complicit and you will never be forgiven. Shame! I have stood here many times today, many times before, and I will continue to raise my voice. We will continue to come out every single week until the Palestinians get a ceasefire. A 3-day ceasefire is not enough. Israel will pause for 9 hours each day, only to resume bombing families throughout the night. What kind of ceasefire is this? They just stopped long enough for people to receive the polio vaccine, only to be bombed to death a few hours later. This is not peace. This is a calculated strategy of terror, and we will not stand for it. Shame! Shame! We will continue to fight for their rights, their freedom, and their dignity. I will step foot in Gaza one day, and I will breathe the air of the olive trees. I will breathe the air for my family who have been murdered. I will breathe the air for my cousin Sabrine Jude, for Hind Rajab, for Mahmoud Jude, for every child who has been murdered in this genocide, for every generation before me that has been robbed of their land. Because Palestine is and will forever be our land. Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Thank you. Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
from the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Thank you.
Thank you, King Alu. Before we continue, can I just ask people that's just on the sides just to move down and come into the center, please? Just come in, back into the center, please. So the next person that's going to be introducing the few speakers that we have is Minas Al-Ansari. Minas Al-Ansari is from Al-Quds, Jerusalem. She's a co-founder of PYA. You all know her. She is the face of Tamaki Makaurau Palestinian Community.
Thank you. Kia ora koutou katoa, assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Thank you for turning up all these weeks. Thank you for being here, rain or shine. I just wanted to give a really quick update. I have an auntie in Gaza, as many of you may know. Have you ever loved someone far away? Or someone that was in a war zone? Or someone that you know is hungry, is scared, is weak, or could be under rubble any day? Hearing from my aunt has become what makes my heart skip. It gives me a sense of hope, but with a really heavy heart. One of our conversations a few weeks ago, she said, they're dead on the inside, but they look like they're alive. Sometimes they wish they were dead so they don't need to witness the cruelty of this world that we live in, the disappointment of the silence, the lack of humanity and justice. They start the day by splitting up. Some search for water, some search for firewood to cook. Some search for any kind of food to survive. This is not what they used to live like. And as they leave, they don't know if they're coming back. Every day is unknown. They don't have the most basic life needs. Basic. They're seeing insects that they've never seen before. They're hearing stories of their friends and families that break them deep inside. They don't know what sleep feels like anymore because they're scared. They're wondering how long it's going to go for and when it will be over. The smallest sound frightens them, let alone the big bomb explosions that they don't know where they're coming from or when they're coming. They're closer to being dead than being alive. Yet they live in hope. They have hope in all of you. They just want a ceasefire. They want to live in peace like every human deserves to. Pray for our families in Gaza. Pray for our loved ones in Palestine. Pray for every Palestinian who's longing to return to our homeland. I will now introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is someone we are so honored to have in Aotearoa. She isn't just a public speaker. She isn't just a human rights and social justice activist. She isn't just a strong, proud Palestinian woman who makes a difference every single day. She's a human being who decided to use her voice and passion for Palestine, for humanity. Her connection to our homeland and Palestinian identity are what fuel her activism and advocating for Palestinians all over the world. She's a powerhouse. She radiates love, energy, peace, and resistance. Give her a big, warm Aotearoa welcome. She's Asala Sayara.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
from the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Oh, come on, did you just wake up? I know you can do much better than that. From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
from the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Palestine will never die.
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 The occupation.
Shut it down.
The occupation.
Shut it down.
The occupation.
Shut it down.
The border wars.
Shut it down.
The border wars.
Shut it down.
The siege of Gaza.
Shut it down.
The siege of Gaza.
Shut it down.
The siege of Gaza.
Shut it down.
The whole damn system.
Shut it down.
The whole damn system.
Shut it down.
The whole damn system.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We don't want your bloody war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Stop the killing. Stop the hate.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Stop the killing. Stop the hate.
Free, free.
Palestine.
Free, free.
Palestine.
Free, free.
Palestine.
Free, free.
Palestine.
1,
We are the people.
2,
We won't be silent.
3.
We are returning soon, 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 soon.
1,
We are the people.
2,
We won't be silent.
3.
We are returning
Soon,
soon,
soon, soon, soon. 1. We are the people. 2,
We won't be silent.
3.
We are returning soon, 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 soon.
1. We are the
people.
2,
We won't be silent.
3.
We are returning soon, 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 soon.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Palestine will never die.
Palestine will never die.
It won't be everyone. Palestine will never die.
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 بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you all. Kia ora tātou. Ko Jabal الزيتون Temawanga. Ko نهر الأردن تياوا. No خراف قضاء الخليل فلسطين أهو. Ko سيارة تاكو فانو. Ko أصالة tuku. Engwa, kia ora, tātou, katoa. My name is Asala Sayara. I'm originally from the southwest of Al-Khalil, Palestine. And I was born in the city of Bethlehem, Palestine. Allow me to speak in my mother's tongue, the tongue that threatens their existence. أنا اسمي أصالة عايد محمد عبد المحسن سيارة، وأصلي من قضاء الخليل فلسطين، ومولودة في مدينة بيت لحم فلسطين. نحن أحياء، نحن أحياء، نحن أحياء. We are alive, we are alive, we are alive. Despite the 77 years of occupation, despite their attempt to erase us, we are alive and we still live on. We are alive. More than 14 million Palestinians. We are alive in Jenin. We are alive in Akka. We are alive on Gadigal land. We are alive in Kuwait. We are alive in Amman. And we will not be erased. 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 And as Bisan says, my name is Bisan from Gaza, and I'm alive. Indeed, my people, you are alive in your martyrdom. You are alive in your pain. You are alive in your resistance, and may you continue to be alive like a thorn in their necks. But the question is, when will they understand? When will the devil entity of an illegal state understand? When will the illegal state of Israel understand that they cannot erase an unbreakable people? My question is, do you know why Palestine will never be defeated? Do you know why Palestine will never be erased? Do you know why the Palestinian cause will never be a forgotten cause? Because of the thick blood that does not run dry, but it runs through the veins of millions of Palestinians. It is the same blood. It is the same blood that pulses through the veins of our mothers and fathers. And no matter how much blood you spill, all it does, it feeds the soil so we could rise up and rise up and rise up. But I will say to you, all of you here today, we cannot do this alone. We cannot do this alone. Because the Palestinian cause is a just cause for all just people whose hearts have not been blinded by their lies, whose hearts have not been indoctrinated by the Zionist propaganda machine, like you and you and you and you. In unison, we fight all against oppressive systems, including governments that are taking advantage of our votes. For all Indigenous people, so our voices, because our voices are voices that matter. They are the voices of truth-telling, and may our voices echo up in the sky so they could reach the people of Gaza, so they know that they are not alone. Our rights have been stolen in unfathomable ways. Rights taken by the devil state of Israel. But know that the illegal state of Israel treats all Palestinians the same. You have been seeing the attacks on Tul Karam and Nablus and Jenin. So know that the attack on Gaza is the attack on Nablus, and the attack on Nablus is the attack on Tul Karam, and the attack on Tul Karam is the attack on Ramallah. So I will tell you that it has created a cascade of blood and tears that are flowing through all of the cities in Palestine, reaching the Jordanian River. How should I refer to these crimes? How should I refer to these crimes? Indeed, because it's not a conflict. It's a genocide. There is no two-sided in this. You have the oppressor and you have the oppressed. But we've been talking and we've been speaking for more than 9 months. Which words will ever give justice to the experiences of Palestinians? How much ink, how much breath will ever give justice to the crimes that have been committed against my people? Where bags, where school bags and plastic bags are being used to collect the remaining parts of humans. Where a birth certificate is followed with a death certificate on the same day when the child just has taken a few breaths. When mosques and churches and schools have become places of unholy massacres. When children begin to say, I wish I died with my mother. When people begin to say, when a young Palestinian mother begins to say that my children died hungry. My children died hungry. We will not forget and we will not forgive. We will not forget and we will not forgive. But I also, this is beyond double standards. This is beyond white supremacy. These crimes are being committed. Do you know why these crimes are being committed? It's not because the world is blind. It is because the world is selectively choosing the suffering of Palestinians every single day. But as they choose suffering for my people choose resistance. My people choose resistance because resistance is the only language that we speak, and resistance is the only language that the colonizer understands. When oppression becomes law, resistance becomes duty. When oppression becomes law, resistance becomes duty. It is impossible that we come out from this without justice. It's impossible that we come out from years of occupation and a genocide and massacres without justice. And as we say in Arabic, الصراع طويل ولكن في نهاية واحدة. ما دام في فلسطيني واحد عايش في هالدنيا الحق ما بيضيع. الحق ما بيضيع. In translation, that this is an ongoing struggle. But as long as there is one Palestinian Palestinian that is living on this planet, our rights will never be forgotten. And they will come out with the narrative of, you know, this is a land without a people, which is what all indigenous people have experienced. Well, let me tell you, it was Palestine, and it is Palestine today, and it will continue to be Palestine. And for that reason, we Palestinians will continue to be Palestinian no matter where we go in this world. And we will continue to resist, whether it's through freedom fighting, whether it's through a flag, whether it's through a pen, whether it's through a prayer. It is only resistance that we will continue with. From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
You said it yourself. It is Palestine from the river to the sea. It is freedom from the river to the sea. And I will say that freedom is like death. It's a promise. Freedom is like death. It is a promise. It will not be stolen and it will not disappear. From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine
I can't hear you. From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Your hands up with the peace sign, everyone. From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Palestine will never die.
Palestine will never die.
One,
We are the people.
two,
We won't be silent.
three.
We are returning soon, 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 soon.
One,
We are the people.
two,
We won't be silent.
three.
We are returning soon, 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 soon.
One,
We are the people.
two,
We won't be silent.
three.
We are returning soon, 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 soon.
We will be returning, inshallah.
Can't even chant after that. Omar's got a snap action for us while we just do a little bit of tidy up at the front. So,
Can I ask everyone to get your phones out? This will be amazing. Just get your phones out. And I expect you to have them out till the end of the rally. Everyone have your phones out? I'll give you a couple of seconds. We can do chants while I'm waiting. Yeah. Alright, so the action for today is, all I want you to do is just post a photo from the rally today on your social media. That's all you have to do. We've been censored for forever, and we need to break the algorithm by posting a lot of photos from the rally today. So all I want you to do is take a photo anytime at this rally, whether it's a speech, a chant, just the people walking, just a flag, just post a photo today. We want to fill the algorithm in New Zealand with Palestine flags. That was the snap action.
So, when you're doing the post, make sure that you tag Palestinian Youth Aotearoa, PSNA, People for Palestine, Palestine Collective, Daino, the whole lot. And we gotta acknowledge everybody, right? So our next speaker who's going to be introducing a speaker is Yasmin. Yasmin is a Palestinian. Yasmin had a lot of fans in the crowd. So, well, I'll get my face off and get you Yasmin. Yasmin!
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Tuatahi e tika ana kia mihi ki te atua, nāna nei ngā mea katoa. Tuarua, me mihi ki te kaikarakia I tēnei rā, tēnā koe te o tāne. Tuatoru, me mihi nui ki te tangata mana whenua ko tēnei rohe, tēnā koutou katoa. Kua mate I te kingi, kua ki te kingi tu heitia, haere, haere, haere atu rā, moi mai rā I te kingi. Kia tātou, te hunga ora kua tai mai nei I tēnei rā, nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Kuai au, no Palestina ho, ko Yasmin Sarhan tōku ingoa, ko Arabi tōku reo. Nō reira, tēnā koutou katoa. So my name is Yasmin and I have the privilege and honour of introducing our next speaker, Te o Tāne, and I'd like to do that in my reo. And the deliberate intention behind that is because I want to introduce you, ehua, to our community in our tongue. It was through living on this land that I was able to understand the importance of knowing who I am and where I come from as a Palestinian, and knowing about the importance of retaining my reo. So I'd love to be able to share that back to you, ehua. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. السيد تيو تاني هو رجل من عدة عشائر من شرق أوتياروا، بالتحديد من منطقة اسمها هيريتونغا أو هيستينغز. العشائر اللي بيرجع لها ngāti kahununu, ngāti pāhauera, ngāti ue pōhatu, ngāti whakakoe aroha mai, وngāti hine. هاي العشائر اللي بيرجع لها عشائر جدا قوية في هاي البلد، ودائما مددوا لنا solidarity. والإشي اللي بيميزه لهذا السيد تيو تاني إنه رجع لعشيرته وعمل resolution فيها وقفا معانا إحنا كفلسطينيين، رجع لناسه ووقف معانا وحط الريزولوشن داخل عشيرته، وهم أول عشيرة وقفوا معانا سندا كفلسطينيين، فتحياتنا لهم لعشيرة كهنونو. نعرف السيد محمود درويش؟ محمود درويش قال على هذه الأرض ما يستحق الحياة. هذا الإشي إحنا كفلسطينيين بنعيش بمعنى هاي الجملة. وهذا الإشي اللي بربطنا مع الموريين، لأنه هم كمان بيعرفوا معنى the importance of إنه نعيش على هذه الأرض. فتحياتي وسلامي لك يا أستاذ تيو تاني. شكرا لك. So just to briefly do a little bit in Reo Pākehā, I have the honour and privilege of introducing Te o Tāne Huata, who whakapapas back to Ngāti Kahununu, Ngāti Pauhera, Ngāti Ue Pōhatu, Ngāti Whakaue, and Ngāti Hine. Very rich whakapapa, and it is an absolute honour to have you stand with us as a brother, and alongside you, you've got your whānau who've travelled with you standing in solidarity with us. We are oceans away from our people. We are oceans away from our land, and you've taken time away from your land to stand in solidarity with us. And we acknowledge that. We see Māori live on their land. We will fight for Māori to live on their land, and we too will return to our land. And the quote that I shared was from a poem by Mahmoud Darwish about that this land deserves living for. The land, the whenua that we are on, deserves living for. And we will continue to live as Ustaza Asala Ayasra said. Sayana, sorry. We will continue to live.
Okay guys, I need everyone to move right in. Haramai. Nice and close. All you ones that are hidden over there, shimmy in, shimmy in, shimmy. You guys over there, haramai, haramai, haramai. I want to feel this wairua of Tāmaki Makaurau. Te mama ka kini kini ne Yahweh Yahweh tau kurie te mama te pouri taku aroha mo paratinia taku aroha erere kia kotoe tukuna paratinia Tukuna paratinia Kei aku nui, kei aku rahi, kei aku whakataitai ki te whenua, kei aku whakatamarahi ki te rangi. Tui a i runga, tui a i raro, karongo te pō, karongo te ao. Karongo te wānanga i te pūa, takataka pūa, whio pūa whia. E maramahu nuku te maramahu rangi. Takoto ki te hau no tū te wini no tū te wana. No tū kaputa ki te whai ao, ki te ao marama. E rongo e whakaro mai ra. Turu whiki whakamaua kia tina. Haumie, hui e. Kingi pō tātou te whero te tuawhitu. Kua riro atu koe ki te pō. Haere atu rā ki te huinga kahurangi. Ki o tīpuna ki tō whaea. Te tapairu, te ātārangi kāhu. Takoto whakaaio ki te mate. Ki tō ahuru mōwai. Ki tūranga waiwai. Ni ka rā te iwi Māori e tangi moke ana. I runga i te mata o te whenua. Tauhokai atu rā. Ki ngā ringa rāhiri o hine nui te pō. Ara, ki te mata o te pō. Ko rātou mā ki a rātou. Tātou mā ko pai mai nei tēnei rā. Ngāti whātua karanga mai. Tēnā tātou, kia ora mai tātou katoa. Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Tāmaki Makaurau, I want to hear some noise. Up with liberation!
Up with liberation!
Down with segregation!
Down with segregation!
Up with liberation!
Up with liberation!
Down with occupation!
Down with occupation!
Free Palestine!
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 Kafa fight on new matter!
Ake!
Kafa fight on new matter!
Ake!
Tēnā tātou. I started my kōrero off today with a tangi apakura, a lament for the people of Palestine. We have cried endless tears, 76 years being subject to a hateful and violent colonial project. 57 years of occupation. The world is bearing witness to some of the greatest injustices we have ever seen. To the people of Palestine, we, the people of Aotearoa, acknowledge you. Six months ago, I stood here before you and I spoke about three whakatauki. Uia mai rā te pātai, he aha te mea nui o tēnei ao, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. If you were to ask me what is the most important thing in this world, it is people, it is people, it is people. The second one that I said was e hara taku toa I te toa takitahi, engari taku toa he toa takitini. My strength is not that of my own, it is that of the many. Mihi mai ki e nei o ngā tika hungunu. Hey! The third one that I shared with us was he iti hoki te mokoroa, nāna te kahikatea I ka kati. Although the mokoroa grub is small, it has the ability to bring down even the kahikatea. All of these whakatauki tell us, with people power, we will bring down the seemingly impossible enemy. But I want to leave you with two more whakatauaki. The first one from my namesake, his name is Te Otane, obviously. He was a great warrior from Te Wairoa, from Ngāti Kahungunu. His words were, kawe hoki mā te waiwai tūtuki, āpa no mā te upoko pakaru. Do not turn back with stumbling feet, rather with a broken head. The essence of this kōrero tells us that our solidarity cannot be done half-hearted. It tells us that we must do all that we can to fight until the very end. There is no reward for stumbling feet. There is only reward for giving your all. The second one, which I'm sure you're all very familiar with, was said by Rewi Maniapoto. On the 8th of July 1863, Governor George Grey ordered Lieutenant General Duncan Cameron to begin an invasion of Waikato. Shame! Rewi responded to the invasion by leading Ngāti Maniapoto military forces in the ensuing war in Waikato. He led by great example and against all odds. When Duncan Cameron called on the defenders of Ōrākau to surrender, Rewi is said to have replied, Ka whawhai nu mātou! Ka whawhai nu mātou! We will fight forever and ever. Rewi was not saying he would fight for a moment. Rewi did not say that he would fight for 11 months before a ceasefire. He was saying that we will fight forever and ever. He will keep fighting the colonial invasion. He will keep fighting against oppression. He will keep fighting not just in his own lifetime, but in his tamariki mokopuna. So when we chant this today, you are telling the world that we will keep fighting, not unto a ceasefire, but forever and ever. Ka whawhai tonu mātou! Ka whawhai tonu mātou! Today, we mourn the loss of our King i Tuheitia Pōtatau Te Wherowhero Te Tuawhitu, the spearhead of Te iwi Māori. He is laid to rest at his marae at Tūranga Waiwai. His vision to unite not only Māori, but our Pākehā whānau will be our future. E te kingi, moe maira. But for some context, the kingitanga was established as a direct response to the land lost throughout Te iwi Māori. The kingitanga was the front line of defence against British colonial invasion. Since then, the face of resistance has worn a different face. From the Kotahitanga movement, Waine Toko i te ora, the repudiation movement, Ngā Tamatoa, the Māori Land March led by Whina Kupa, Taka Parawhau, the Raglan Golf Course, Ihu Mātou, and more recently, Roto Kākahi. Today, you are the front line, resisting against the very same things we have been resisting against since James Cook and his filthy, disease-filled pirates arrived on the shores of Tūrangamuia in 1769. Settler colonialism, white supremacy, and capitalist greed. That is not only a British colonial project, that is a Zionist colonial project. Your resistance, though, will cost you something. Your solidarity will cost you something. It will cost you your time, it will cost you your energy, it will cost you your relationships, and it will cost you a bit of your soul. But in return, you exchange it for something far greater. We exchange it for an immeasurable capacity for love. You exchange it knowing you did what you could do to hand our next generation in a better situation than we have it now. You exchange it with the greatest price imaginable, affirming your humanity. In our resistance, our responsibility is to tell the truth. October 7th was not only a cover for shit-rally mass murder, but also a cover for their actual crimes. The ones who are really beheading babies is shit rail. The ones who are really committing horrific sexual violence is shit rail. The ones with the genocidal rhetoric is shit rail. And we stand here today as an act that we do not accept this madness. My question to you, actually my question to those is to those who are not here today, and to those that have not shown up for Palestine. How many more? How many more Palestinians is it going to take? How many more Palestinians is it going to take before we denounce shit rail for the illegal war crimes? How many Palestinians is it going to take for the New Zealand government to call for meaningful economic sanctions? How many Palestinians is it going to take before we throw the Israeli ambassador out the fuck of our country? How many more Palestinians is it going to take before your friends and family show up today? There is not just blood on the hands of the global elite and those that have gaslighted us into the agenda. There is blood on the hands of every single person who has not shown up. If you have not shown up for Palestine, you sided with Israel. You are complicit in genocide. You were complicit in the rape and torture of innocent people. And long may that burn in your soul. Today we are part of the rising of the global collective consciousness. We join millions and millions across the globe to stand united against injustice, against the rise of the far-right fascism, against the destruction of Papatūānuku, where Māori and Pākehā, Arab and Jew, Muslim and Christian stand together. We pay the price of solidarity. We pay the price of resistance. We give our hearts and our souls, but in return, we have the greatest reward, our humanity. Do not return with stumbling feet, but rather with a broken head. Our enemies will have us believe that we can live side by side with our oppressors. They will have us believe that we must ask for our freedom, that it can be given to us. But we know liberation is ours for the taking. We know our liberation belongs to us. It belongs to our children. But we also know that while these colonizing imperialist powers of domination and subjugation still stand, true liberation cannot exist. And so we must struggle for it. We must be relentless. Ka whawhai nu mātou! Ka whawhai nu mātou! We will struggle forever and ever. In our resistance, we will continue to educate, agitate and organise. We will continue showing up each and every week, not until peace, but until justice. Justice for Gaza, justice for the occupied West Bank, justice for all that are living under the colonial thumb. And it's not just today when we scream for a free Palestine. Free Palestine will exist in our hearts for ake tonu atu. Today, hoist your flags up high. Whether that's for Palestine, for Congo, for Sudan, for Hawaii, for Kanaki, for West Papua, for justice, for Katiriti o Waitangi. When we cry for a free Palestine today, let your voice be echoed in history. When we cry for a free Palestine today, let it be in honour of the 16,000 children who have been brutally massacred by shit whale. When we cry for a free Palestine today, let it be in honour of the mothers, the fathers, the sons and daughters of Palestine. Long live the resistance. We are the resistance. Kawe hoki ba te wai tuki. Apa no mātou poko pakaru. Ka whawhai tonu mātou. Ka whawhai tonu mātou. Free, free. Palestine. Free, free. Palestine. Kia ora tātou. I'm sure many of you have heard this haka. This haka is Mōpara Tinia, was the haka that was written, composed by cousin Mahinarangi Ahuata Harawira. And I'm going to call on every person that knows this to join us here. Please, you got 30 seconds. Haramai, ka tere. Haramai. Sorry. Okay. When I say tuakera, you are going to say Mōpara Tinia. Okay, ready? Tuakera! Mōpara Tinia! Tuakera! Mōpara Tinia! Okay, cut. The next part's going to go Mai te awa ki te moana. Let's practice that. Mai te awa ki te moana. Kapai. And the last part is Ko Aotearoa engunguru nei au. Hau. Haue ha. Ko Aotearoa engunguru nei au. Hau. Haue. Ha tuakera. Mōpara Tinia. Tuakera. Mōpara Tinia. Mai te awa ki te moana ko Aotearoa engunguru. Hau! Haue! Okay, I'm gonna need you guys to be a lot louder. Come on. You guys way louder. We're gonna start off with a taringa whakaroa kia mau, and you're gonna go to he. And the only actions that you guys have to do is bang and bang. Come on, there and there. Okay, let's set a record for the biggest Palestine haka. Okay, that's all you need to do is bang, bang. Follow Tane over here, he'll guide you. But we're gonna start off with a combo, and you go on your hoppy, your hips. Taringa whakaroa kia mau. Tuakera Moparatingia Moparatingia Mai te wa ki te mona ko te waiu Hio Awe Tuakera Moparatingia Tuakera Moparatingia Mai te wa ki te mona ko Whakamaua kia tina! Haumie! Huie!
Kia ora, kia ora. Yes, you want to do it? So, we're getting ready to march. We will march, whether it looks okay. We've got a safety brief to go, and then after the safety brief, don't move, I'll come and talk to you, and then we'll tell you how we're going to march and what we're going to do. Safety brief. No.
Alright, so you see me wearing a green vest, kaya fina. There's a lot of us here. So basically, if there is any issues, anything that you're worried about during the march, come and talk to one of us and we will deal with it. This is supposed to be a family-friendly, peaceful protest or march. So I expect everyone to be careful, be peaceful, and if there is any agitators, all we need to do is ignore them. We're here to uplift Palestine. We're here to chant for Palestine, not to deal with these agitators who their whole purpose is just to annoy us. Really, they're like bugs, so ignore them. So once we start the march, we'll be going down to Queen Street, and at the bottom of Queen Street, we'll turn right at Custom Street, and then after the US Consulate, we'll take another right and do a small loop back into into Queen Street, then we'll march back up to Aotea Square. In terms of other things, we got a lot of banners all over the place. The big flag, we're keeping this one. We're keeping that one, but yeah, feel free to grab any banners. We have water as well behind the stage. We have some ponchos in case it